Sonicstate here at Sensoria 2023. I'm here with Andrew from Play All Day. Now, we did see this last week at Bristronica, and I was really taken with it. So I really wanted to come and look. And I pleaded with Nick, can we make another piece on it? Because I think it's such an interesting, innovative piece of equipment that I was super keen to see it. But anyway, last video, if you watched it, really focused on the CV controlling melodic elements. But actually, it's a lot more than just melodic, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got it hooked up to some pedals. Oh, by the way, let's have a look at the thing. It's the play fader.
There
right.
we go, yeah.
So in a nutshell, for people who haven't seen the video,
Sure.
How would you describe it in just a...
Yeah, so it's a CV performance looper with 2 channels.
Yep.
And you can quantize or unquantize your CV, decouple CV and gate recording, but ultimately it's about recording, capturing gestures on the fader into a looper. And you can condition that CV in lots of ways. So last time with Nick, the CV that was coming out was quantized to a user scale, and it was controlling 2 voices on a synth, 1 on each side. And what we've got here is we've got this little fella pointed at these 2 pedals, expression inputs. And the reason we're really passionate about controlling expression into pedals, so we decided to set the voltage output to 3 and 5 volts to talk to all pedals, as well as 2 and 8 volts in quantize for synths. So what you have is you've got a clock in and out, and you can see that flashing right there. It's sending a clock out to the little synth here, and then that's MIDI clocking the pedals delay, and that's how it can essentially control a pedal setup. It can also output MIDI clock as well, but at the moment it's just set to analog CV clock. I'm just going to show you quickly how you change that as well, because it incorporates what we've done with the case. We were really keen that this is portable, so the back comes off, and on the back you have your options for a CV MIDI clock in and out setting. It can therefore be a bit of a translator, so it can take a MIDI clock in and a CV clock out, and vice versa. It runs on 9-volt pedal power supply. So
sweet.
For pedal fans, you haven't got a new power supply. This is actually being powered from the OJ over there. And we've got the manual directly accessible on the back, so that you're never far from knowing how to smash the buttons, right? Because there's a few buttons to remember.
I like there's a fun button.
Yeah, so
there's a function button.
It's fun, function. Functional should be fun, right?
Yeah.
Right, let's have a fun button, and it does really, it does get you into deeper levels of functionality that you can essentially have more fun with.
So we can see this quick playlist here, where the different button combos are. And you said to me earlier, by going to the QR code that's on the back of the unit,
takes you straight
to that quick play menu.
And then you've got the full manual next to it, and also some ideas of what to do with playing the pedals. So So what it's doing here, like I said, each channel is controlling the expression inputs on the CXM and the H90. So on the left-hand side, you would think right now, if I move the left fader, it should be moving these faders up here, but it's not. And the reason for that is because the CV values only output when you press the play key. You have to play the fader. So if I press play, move the fader to the bottom, press play, you'll see the faders on the CXM90 move as I press play. If I hold play down and move the fader, they move smoothly. And that allows me to essentially do some really cool things when I'm recording the expression. If I hold loop and then press play and move my fader, I'm now creating a nice little loop pattern there. Let go, and that plays. What it means though is I can also hold loop and punch shapes or punch in and out onto that pattern because of where I set the fader. So if I set the fader up here, I'm going to pop them up. I've left it up there, so now it's got a nice longer piece at the top. And now, obviously, pressing play and moving the fader, it's all well and good, but maybe you just want to just move the faders in themselves. So if you hold latch and press play, now it's a suit for your holding play down, and the fader is now controlling the voltage, and it's constantly outputting that voltage. So now as I move that, it's moving the faders. Now, from a performance perspective, that allows me to improvise live over that pattern I just made. And if I double tap latch, there we go, then those jump right back to the pattern I just recorded. So that enables me to basically go, if I record something smooth like that, nice and smooth, hold latch, and then I can do what I like with it, and then just double tap latch, and it goes back to my pattern. And you have 2 pattern buffers or 2 loop buffers per channel. So if I hold fun and time together, we're going to have some fun times, right? So hold that down, and at the bottom here, you can see there's 2 lines. They represent my 2 buffers, and pressing play once will jump me into one of the other buffers. So left buffer, right buffer. So now I'm going to go into the right buffer, and I'm going to try and draw something very different. So I'm going to do something much faster like that. And that's my right buffer, hold fun time, press play, and I'm back at my slower buffer.
Nice.
And if I like the slow buffer and I want to develop that, press and hold play, and it's going to duplicate that buffer back over. So I have 2 versions of that to play with, jump into the right again, and I can do whatever I like again with that. And those 2 buffers, coupled with latch and the ability to kind of then improvise over the top, mean that essentially I've kind of got 2 patterns and my live playing, and I've always got my patterns to go back to when I want to. And of course, this is all synchronized to clock. We're not hearing anything at the moment, but if I turn some sound on, I'll get you some sound if we can hear this, right? So let's get you playing. There we go. So you can hear something playing there. Let me show you on the right-hand side. I'm just going to change my pattern length to 16 steps at the moment. And if you guys are seeing this flashing in the camera, I know sometimes the cameras don't pick up the flashing, it means it's soft takeover. So the fader has to catch it, and then it's going to move it up. I'm going to set that to 32 steps now, right? So you're never going to be in the wrong place with your fader.
You're always getting plenty of visual information from that screen.
The whole time.
Letting you know exactly what's going on. Yeah.
And then when you let go, that will switch, those patterns will kind of start. And so now, at the moment, I'm just got, if you can see on the H90, if I move my fader, it's going to actually change the delay time. So I'm playing that live. So I'm going to record.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see that.
So now it's going.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the same with the left-hand side now. Nice swell. And off it goes. And because it's in sync with the clock, your patterns are always sensibly synchronized to what's going on.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that applies to, like, you know, control voltage of a filter cut-off as well. One more thing is, the way you kind of erase things is quite interesting, because I can essentially punch a clear at any point in that pattern. So if I hold clear and press play, so I'm essentially creating gaps.
Little
in that
gaps.
pattern.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
wow. So it is available, or is it imminently available? Or?
Imminently. So
imminently.
It's available for pre-order now. We are shipping at the end of the year. Early January, if things go really badly, but we really hope to get it here.
Okay, and remind us of the cost?
€399.
Okay. Andrew, thank you very much.
Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.